just had a surgery. I've had a catheter, tubes out of me, and she was diagnosed with postpartum, so she was very moody, which doesn't really bother me. It was more so that after the baby was born, like she was very aggressive. It was like noises and sounds, and the baby crying was a bother, which turned me to be very aggressive because I was defending my child, and I have the court case to back it up, and there's the custody battle, and her admitting I got the FBI's in this right now. She had postpartum, and she was getting aggressive, and my family started to jump in, and we separated, and she was staying with one of my family members who moved across the United States to stay out of litigation. And after that, she ended up getting pregnant by some random dude that she met in a 7-Eleven or something.
And how
And
long
I
ago
covered
was
up.
this after she had you guys, baby?
Um, Less than a year, probably. He passed before his second birthday, so less than a year. We were separated for probably 6 months to a year, I would say.
Okay, all right. So before you get to the random dude, what was our relationship like before?
She
It
got
was great.
pregnant.
It was great. She was adjusting, to like my family, my lifestyle. She's mixed, and and everyone gained to really like her. And then once she got the postpartum, I tried to tell her, like, it's not me. I'm not trying to like attack you, but you have to see a doctor. And she's had previous experiences, her own traumas. So she didn't trust doctors. She's like, the only time I'm going to see a doctor is for the checkups each week and when I go give birth. And
So to be clear, because postpartum, if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, but that occurs after giving
after the
birth,
baby,
right? So were
yes,
they just diagnosing her with a form
because
of
she was
depression?
pregnant because she was pregnant and she was almost due to have the baby, and they
Okay.
gave her the test or whatever.
Okay.
And when they gave her that test, they said we're diagnosing her like pre-advanced that she has postpartum. After the pregnancy, it's going to be a hard time. They told me that. And
Did she have any history of like,
her whole family,
depression or mental illness prior to?
yes, she's been through a lot of trauma, I would say, before she met me. And her family's very strict, and their religious backgrounds are very strict. And she had a tough, young adulthood, childhood. My
What's
baby
the
mama
news
did
initially?
nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong outside of making me look bad for the baby to be with her because I was a single father for the whole year and a half, almost a year and a half he was alive. You feel me? When
Okay,
she
so
got,
get us there. You guys split, and you
yeah,
you had the baby.
I
You had
had the baby.
custody.
Yes. No,
And
we
how
didn't
was
have any. We did not have any legal arrangements yet. That
okay?
was not. We were going through
Well,
that.
you had him in your possession.
He was in
You
my
took
possession.
him and you had him.
Yeah.
And so, how was that? Was she able to see him? Were you
Yes.
guys like
We
working
told
together
her.
and co-parenting? Got
My
it.
and I've been staying quiet for a couple years now.
Okay,
Okay.
so you had your son. So
What happened?
She came over for a visitation, and we had already took him to the doctor. We have family doctors. He had the flu. Okay, he's a year and a half. He's outside. I like to fish. I'm an outdoors guy. Ride motorcycles. I live life to the fullest, even though that it brings me pain because I'm not about to fucking sit here and cry about my injuries and shit. And they she wanted to finally come see him. I had him for like 6 months by myself. She's living her life in Vegas. My family's helping her get a job, this, that, and the other. And I knew that my sister was gonna make an influence, and I know she didn't mean on purpose because she didn't know the backstory of everything. But she had just got over a divorce, and she's a feminist. She's gay. She's got married in France, and she projected a lot of stuff onto my lady. And she went out, met some dude, and I felt it. I'm spiritual. I know soul ties. Or like if I'm only messing with you.
So you still wanted to be with her, and she moved
Oh
on to be
yeah,
with
but I
somebody
needed
else.
her to understand that she needs to focus on something outside of tripping about the child. I was all like, you need to fix you right now. You've been through so much trauma and you don't ever want to go see a therapist because you scared they're going to do something to you. I said,
Right.
I can't change you. I'm not certified. I am a mentor. I have mentorees. I help multiple relationships. I've taken relationship classes, parenting classes, and I did that all because I was getting full custody of my son.
So
We
how
we
was that
as
like
fathers,
being a single dad? Take
yeah,
us
we,
there.
we as fathers can definitely do it, but we fear the court system because we've already been in the jail system or the prison
So
system.
why didn't you have any? You said y'all
She,
didn't have any
I was
legal.
living in Vegas, and her family is a part of the Mormon Church,
Okay.
and they helped her and other people. I'm not gonna name nobody. Helped take him from me for a 3 day period. I was all like, yeah, of course. If you want to see your son, come see him. I told you that I'm not gonna force you to do anything.
So
But
you
you're
said you had him for 6 months straight with no problems, right?
no, she was sending money here and there, but it was from her father. He rich. You know what I'm
How were
saying?
you? How were you taking care of the baby alone? Like, what was your support system?
I was just staying with my stepmom.
Oh, okay, so you had others that was kind of pitching in to
Yeah,
help
I had my
you
little
with the
sisters and
baby.
brothers. Like it,
Was you
I,
young
I've been
or
on
how old?
medication.
How old were you?
I'm 27.
I'm at the time.
Oh, when he passed away, so 2020, he born 03
No,
2022.
I'm saying when you was take care of your child.
Yeah, in 2023. So I'm
Okay,
27,
so 20,
2 years ago,
25.
two,
Okay.
Okay.
3 years ago.
And she's young too, the mom.
Yeah, she's 22.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
she's
she's
very young.
25 now. I met her when she was like 22. So she's like 24, 25. I haven't
Okay.
spoken
Okay.
to
So
her in
you
So
like
had
I
your
haven't spoken to her
son,
in
and
like
and
they
4 years,
took him.
man. I've
How
been
did they
trying
take him? You gave
to.
him up so she could visit with him and they just never brought him back? Is that what happened?
So she kidnapped him twice. Okay,
Well,
so
it's not considered kidnapping because it's her son.
it was over
and
state
there's no
borders.
And there's
order.
It
no
was
court
over
ordinance.
state
So
borders. She went back to Arizona to her rich family, and they helped her get her own little spot with her new little boyfriend. But they had cut. She gave my child to them, but she was still here in the first kidnapping, and I went to go get my son, and I
listen,
was all
you
like, "No,
can't
you can't."
say kidnapping because it's not legally called kidnapping. So that's why we're correcting you. I know what you
Oh,
mean.
okay. Well, she
Like
took him.
it's
Oh, she
legal
took it. Well, that's why I'm
terms.
going into federal court because I have proof that it was. It's what
It will probably be called like parental abduction. Kidnapping is
Oh,
when the
well,
kid
yeah.
is not
No,
your
no.
kid.
She gave my son to her a family member or a friend,
Okay. And
and
they
and
took
and
the
went to
baby.
work and then I was like, "Yo, you supposed to drop off my son? Where he at?" You feel me? So I pull up to her job and I'm like, "Yo, where's Ace?" And then she's like, "Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad." I was like, "Where the fuck is Ace, man? Like, I have a routine with him. Where's Ace?"
So her family can't visit with them?
No, they had. I told him before we moved to Vegas, I had went homeless because she had got us evicted from our apartment. I'm in litigation with them too. I'm suing 2 counties. Okay,
Okay.
so she had got us kicked out, and now I barely get by. So with my ailments, family help support. I do
Right.
jobs. I do my photography, whatever I can do to make my buck. I'm smooth. I'm chilling. As long as I went from 220 pounds as a varsity wrestler in high school. I'm a buck 65 now. You get what I'm saying? So it's been a tough time. I
So
Right.
have
what we saying is with the kid when you said she kidnapped her, right?
she
You
took
didn't
him
have
to
when
she
you
took
said you
him.
kidnapped him. You didn't have no order, correct?
No, there's no order, but by law, you have agreements. You have to 3 days, whatever, or you have to go to court and then get it finalized where there's a
Yeah, but
Right.
creditor
So it's
agreement.
not finalized and it's null and
Yes,
void.
but he is residing and his insurance and all of his stuff is under my name in one state. And she came in after over 6 to 8 months of him not being with him, and then took him to another state and didn't keep him. I told her, if you want to keep him, or we can go back to Arizona and you can go back with your father and y'all can stay with the baby there. If you have a problem with me just chilling with the baby. And she didn't like that. She didn't like it at all. And I was like, my mom doesn't want you here because she sees how you're acting. She doesn't agree with how you are parenting.
Good
She
mom
wasn't
to your
bonding, and I
stepmom.
wasn't mad at that. But then she thought, after she was losing bond, she regained bonded with him. But I think it was just the infant stages that was really stressing her out. Once he got older, she was very like, very upset that like we broke up kind of like that, you know?
Well, in her defense, she was diagnosed with
Yeah,
postpartum,
she
so
was. No, she was, but
that's
it was
definitely a
the
barrier
safety.
that would,
It
you
was the
know.
safety of the child. She was not just screaming at the baby, but like throwing a pillow at the baby or throwing a stuffed
Okay,
animal.
so how did she get back there if she already is this before she moved on and
This
had
is
another
no,
child?
this when we moved to Vegas, we were all together. And then
Okay.
this is like, 3 months in, 2 months in. My
Okay.
stepmom
So
was all
then
like, I
she
got all my
leave.
kids here. This is no. She can't do this. She's saying that the baby makes her want to kill herself, stuff like that. And we have five. Oh, no, at the time we had 3 other children under the age of 18 at the house. And she was saying these things, and my little brother heard her and he got scared. He almost called the police. I was
And
like,
that was when she took the baby for 3 days or
no,
something.
when
Because
she took
what
the
we're
baby
trying to
for
figure
three,
out, how were
when
you
she took
able
the
to?
baby for three
Because it seems
days,
like you were in your
when
son's
she took the
life
baby for
the
3 days,
whole time.
you said I was like I was into some life this whole time.
I said
Yep.
it seems like you were in your son's life the whole time. So we're trying to figure
Oh
out, where
yes,
did
no, yeah,
you
we're getting
fit
there
in
right
there?
now. Right now, we're getting there right now. When she kidnapped him, she put an emergency order against me with all of her girlfriends and
Okay.
their
Okay.
and her biological mom who was an addict. And they said I was like a high tier cartel member because I grew up with Mexicans. They said I was a gang member because I have
So
tattoos all over
basically,
my.
the silver bullet, like she went and got a
Yeah, like this
protective
nigga
order,
is
protective order.
an evil person, and I had to. I
But what
wasn't.
was the
The
outcome?
whole year
Because
before he died, they kidnapped me and put an emergency order against me, and we are in different states. She came back to Vegas with her boyfriend and left my son over there so I couldn't have visitation. Okay, and I'm like, yo, I can't afford to do this. I have years of medical documents. I'm trying to recover and see my son every day. You're trying to work, which is what I told you to do. But now after this is all blowing up and now I filed the court paperwork. You feel me?
so did you fight the protective order?
Yes, I did.
And
I
what
traveled
happened with
to
that?
That's when we get into the custody battle. We went to the custody battle and multiple people. The judge, the
But
first
the
thing the judge.
protective order and the custody battle is two
No, yeah,
totally
the
different
protective.
things.
Yeah, we were in the protective order, and I fought the protective order. My family members drove me out, and the judge said, "I'm surprised you're even here." They said you live in Vegas, and I was all like, "No," because they took him from me. But because they said all those falsified documents, right, to the police and this, that, and the other, the judge, they submitted all that the same day of the court dates. They didn't think I was going to go to court. They didn't think I was going to go at all.
Did they dismiss the protective order, or was it substantiated?
No, it turned into a custody battle. But because her family is rich, they gave the baby to them. And I
So
said,
they did.
okay,
So you didn't have a protective order against you. They.
no, she did. She put an emergency protective order
I
against
know.
me.
So did when you went to court, did they grant it?
Or did they dismiss it?
They dismissed it. They gave me what's it called? Visitation, and it got turned into a custody battle.
In the DV court?
Yeah, that don't
Two
make.
different
No,
courts.
they didn't fire she didn't do what like the court order. They did an emergency court order to where they can justify why they took my son. Okay. And
Yes.
they put those in those documents, they put falsified documents to back that. Okay.
Okay, so what it sounds like is they probably did something like a TRO or something
Yes, something like
to
that to
stop
her
you from
family,
being
so
able to
her family
see
can
him
take the
because of
baby.
safety. And then once it was
Yes.
dismissed, the
But
courts moved
I'm
to
staying
see
with the
how you
leader of
can
an organization
mediate.
that Vegas
So
very well
who
knows.
filed for family? Her or you?
I did.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so get us there.
So now when we go to court, when I go to court for the emergency order, the judge sees that I already filed for court because I had a feeling they were going to do something like this. Okay. I had immediately with her car and everything. I came out to visit for visitation and went straight to the court for 3 days back to back and filed everything. Went to the law library, talked to the people. They told me to document that you get 15 or 30 minutes and you can ask them anything you want, anything, and they'll bring it up. And I was like, I need all these documents. I'm filling them out right now. And then my grandmother in LA finally gave me some money to get a paralegal, and they helped me push it through.
Okay.
And when I went to court, the judge was all like, why is this here first? When I paid for a paralegal and stuff. Why is this here? And then why are y'all submitting all this crazy ass documentation, like these witness letters? And I was all like, because she's mad that I don't want to be with her. She said that she would leave her nigga for me to move back to Arizona, back into her apartment to raise the baby. And I was like, no, you got pregnant by this nigga.
You said that in court.
What'd you say?
You said that in court?
No, I didn't say that. I never disrespected her in court.
Oh, okay, I was about to say that's making
no,
sense.
this was
It didn't work in your
like
favor,
outside court. The last day of court, she gets into an argument with her family in court because she felt like something was off. It was weird to me too. I did the same thing. And she in court was all like, something's going on and I want my baby turned back to my baby daddy. And I was all like, whoa. So
basically, now I want to jump the gun.
The judge said no. The judge said no.
The judge said no for both of y'all to have custody.
No. The judge, right? We both have free visitation every weekend until the custody battle is over. I proved that I had my
possession to.
Who have custody until then?
The custody got granted to her parents because he was
right.
born in
Arizona. To the courts, her parents were the best.
Yes, because they took him, and I knew that was going to happen. We had the paralegal. We already knew what was going on. I was just pissed off that she really took it that far when I told her she just needed help. You know what I'm saying? I said it in the court. I was all like, I'm not even mad at her. You know what I'm saying? This is before my son passed. So I gave her brownie points when she did that in court. I was all like, yo, I appreciate you doing that. But your parents, they was hot. As soon as we walked out the courtroom, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You threw us under the bus. Why are you trying to throw us under the bus? Da, 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 da. And me and my family immediately walk out. We're like, no. They said that we can go to the visitation. We're going to meet them there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll meet you there.
So
cool.
Were they giving you your visits when it was time for you to see your son?
But I couldn't afford to come back and forth from Vegas to Arizona.
It was supervised?
No, they said, well, supervised with them. But when I went to court, they gave me unrestricted the last court date we went to. And then I went and had them for 2 weeks. We went traveling. We went to Arizona. We were already in Arizona. So we were traveling to Arizona, seeing friends and everybody that didn't get to see him yet, you know, because they ran everything. The baby shower.
Can I just ask you one question real quick?
Yes, sir.
If your son was living with you, why did you go file in that other state?
Because they had put that. No, I went and filed in that other state because she was trying to have me move back with her because her and her man wasn't working out. You get what I'm saying? And I said that I said we were separated. I never wanted to break up. I broke up with you.
That was the first problem right there. You should have filed in the state where you've been taking care of the baby.
I didn't. The reason why I couldn't was because I tried to. They said because we had just moved here, he had to have been here for at least 6 months.
But you said she
kidnapped him twice. She kidnapped him twice. I threatened with court, and they brought him back. See, they brought him back. Okay, so now I have him again.
The court ended up there, and that was a big distance for travel.
No, the court that we're talking about is that's what I was saying. There's like 2 similar situations. It's a timeline, and those 2 simulations are within like a 4 to 6 month time frame. Okay, and the court case is about almost a year long after that. Okay, so the first time she kidnapped, I didn't file yet. I had told her to bring him back, but my whole family was all like, she kidnapped him for 2 months and brought him back so he can have his birthday. Because if I didn't see him for his birthday, his first birthday, I was gonna be pissed. You feel
So
me?
you just gonna keep saying kidnap on? You just gonna
Oh,
keep
sorry,
saying
sorry,
kidnap?
sorry. I ain't saying no names. You said as long as I don't say no names. Look,
But it's not the right term. It's not
yeah, no,
kidnap.
it's not the right term, but I walk around with justice for my son. No, for me and what my family think, it was kidnapping. And the police in Gilbert, they upheld falsified documents. That's why this went federal, because they told me to take it back to the civil court. Okay.
So what is it that you're actually? You don't have to give details, but what went federal? Like you're
What
fighting what exactly?
I'm fighting all the documentation because fathers get falsely accused for all types of shit.
Right.
Okay. And you get kept away from your kids for things that other people say that are completely untrue. I got
Right.
her on FaceTime, her and her sister apologizing. Oh, your baby mama, she wrote all of that. We didn't do that. That means the whole thing should have never
So you're
happened.
basically pressing charges
For
on
the
them for false accusations towards you.
for towards me that kept me from my son, right?
All right. So
Because
So we
what did the FBI come in at? Then?
right.
the
What?
FBI, okay, so the police in Gilbert, my son died from a drowning in a pool.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Now, all right. Let's
You
go
told me to
back.
Step
take
back a little
it
bit.
step
Let's
by
go back.
step. So
Okay.
I'm
So
trying
you
to take it
fight for
step by step.
custody. You got your 2 weeks visitation. Then what?
Okay, I take him back. Before I had took him for the 2-week visitation, I told him I saw my son go out their doggy door. I was like, no, that got to get changed. I said, and you need to put a gate around your pool. I had 2 of my cousins with me. One cousin, he said he heard everything. He was in the bathroom, using the bathroom. He had stomach problems. And his lady was standing there right next to me. My son was crying when I left to go back to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? No, this ain't no joke to me, for real. You
Right.
know what I'm
No,
saying?
we definitely
Yeah,
understand the
it's just so
severity of
much.
it.
That's why I was saying, like, I want to get as much as we can through here. It's gonna be a little choppy, but I can show y'all the documents. I'll go get them all printed from the
No, we
court.
No,
believe you.
it's not that we don't
Yeah,
believe you. It's just that
yeah,
This
it's
is your
it's a
first
crazy.
lot.
It's
time getting your
crazy.
story
Yeah, it's
out.
a lot.
If
My
so,
lawyer
if
said I
people
had to
watching,
find
you
somebody
gotta
that was willing to
understand.
do this.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, you gotta understand. We got over 500,000 people
Yes, I
that
know
follow
that.
our
Yes, sir.
platform on
Yes,
all
sir.
different
Yes,
stuff.
sir. My lawyer said this is what I needed to do. He
So
said this.
what I'm trying to say is, if this is the first time somebody hearing this story, you got to make it make sense. I understand you can't go into certain details, but you gotta line it up for it to make sense, because you got to understand a lot of people gonna see this.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't fearing no media. I want people to come and ask questions. I want us to continue to do this. I want there to be stories. I want us to do that. My lawyer said that we can't take this because it's a high profile case. You need to get media coverage. And I've been doing my mental stuff. I've been going to therapy. Go ahead. I've been
So you noticed that it wasn't a safe environment for your son when you were there,
Yes.
and they didn't
Yes.
take
I've
heed
been
to
on that
that.
because she told me that her childhood was bad there. But she was jealous that she thought that I was going to need everybody. I was like, no, I got support. As long as I can take care of my son with me, my family can back me. You get what I'm saying? You can come, but you have to go see a doctor. And then after you see a doctor, you see a therapist. And after you see a therapist, like we need to build something here, period. You get what I'm saying?
So they didn't do and take the measures to secure the pool and
They did not do
area.
that. They did not do
They
that.
and
And
so
the
he
police report
accidentally. You think he accidentally went? I mean, you think
out
he
the
went
doggy
through the
door. I went
door?
and watched the video. This is why I'm able to do this now. I had to go
Okay.
to Gilbert. I had to request all the records. I had to request the footage of my son drowning in a pool. I had to sit there and watch that shit. You feel me? And they deemed it as a fucking tragic accident. Bitch,
So
what? He
where
was not
where
even
were they?
20
I'm
yet.
just curious. Like where
The
was?
household got 10 people in it. I think there was at least 3 or 4 people in the house at the time. And the person who was watching my son was at the door chit-chatting with the neighbor, knowing I said my son loved water. He gonna go to that water. I said it's not no accident because I gave fair warning and y'all got the fucking money to do it. You got me fucked, man. And then they're gonna say it's a tragic accident. The police report, my baby mama, she says they murdered my baby. And I said, that's all I need. Now I gotta prove that you did illegal activities to keep them from me in the first place. I was with somebody that proved and took you. We had you making fake accounts to help find children. You got me messed up, bro. No, I got bullet holes and stab wounds. I protect people. You got me messed up. And when I was paralyzed, yes, I walked on both sides of the line, but any brother can say they had to do that. I could barely walk. No, and still put food on the table, pay our bills. I paid for her to go get her child care certificate thing, and her father and I was discussing business on opening her up a daycare center. Fuck her going to go get a job. Let's just open her and let her manage it. Nah. I sacrificed a lot.
So
Nah.
who is all these people? Where was she staying at? Like what?
She was staying with her man and her best friend or whatever, her friends with my son doing whatever, right? Back and forth in AZ. Her family is high members of the Mormon church, right? And they got all types of child custody stuff in their family. My baby mama, she feared her family. You feel me? But she feared that I was going to take my son from her. And I told her, as long as you don't kidnap him from me, you can see him and take him
How
when you
she
want.
fear him if she took him and took him right to
Because her
the
dad did that to her and her siblings. That's why I don't got no problem with her, because I know that comes from her deep trauma that she ain't addressed yet. I don't got no problems with my baby mama. I just heard that she apologized to me. And I was just like, it's just too late.
So who's the deadbeat?
Like, who's the deadbeat in this
My
situation?
baby mama tried to use her father because I was paying for all my son's stuff with whatever I can do, but I wasn't able to take care of like my own medication. And then my kidney started failing. I got like 10, 15 medications I take.
What are you doing about your grief?
Huh?
What are you doing about your grief?
I write spoken, man. After my son died.
Take your time.
I don't want to waste your time. We got.
That's okay. Any time we've ever had anybody on this platform,
Yeah.
the space
My
has
bad.
always never been this. So listen.
Yeah. So after my son died, I went into like a psychosis.
Man.
And my family came to the funeral and immediately took me back to LA. My family really helped me real quick. And I haven't been back there in like 10 years. But my dad kept me from my family. My mom died when I was a month. And my dad is an international gangster, like felt like internet. We'll talk about that outside of this. And after I recovered, went to therapy, got into physical therapy, able to support myself better. I walk with a cane. I keep it in my truck because they tell me to try to use it as least as possible. But, I was just, I don't know. Dude, I don't know what to say.
I know.
Fuck.
No, it's.
I got myself back up, man. I was like, I can't do nothing stupid, bro. I don't wish no harm against nobody. I don't want nobody going to jail. I don't want to break up that family, but I want it to be known what happened, bro. If you get felony charges, you can't leave the country. Cool. Y'all can't travel for a couple of years. Fix that. My son's dead, bro. At least you're not in jail, bro. I figured it out. I've been spending 2-3 years piecing all this shit together. I got paperwork everywhere, bro. I got my family thinking like I've died like twice. My homie said he slapped me so fucking hard and smashed me on my chest that like he saw me go back in my shit, bro. Like I don't care what anybody got to say about me, bro. Come say it to my face. I don't care, bro. Like it's tough when you feel like you're supposed to have been dead and the world won't let you die, bro. Like what's my meaning then? I'm here speaking to y'all because I'm supposed to do this apparently, bro. I don't want to talk about this shit, bro. I really don't. My son's dead, bro. So what? I get a couple money, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro.
For what it's worth, we appreciate you.
You guys are
so
showing
much. The transparency, like just this can't be easy for you.
I hate speaking about this outside of my therapist since my son died, bro. Y'all the first person outside of my family to like really just sit there and be like, damn, you dealt with that. You got angry. Don't get me wrong, niggas. We got our We only can handle what we can handle. I ain't ever hit that woman, bro. I ain't ever forced her to do nothing. You know,
To understand one thing, your voice is being heard. Your story is going to touch the lives of many.
I'm so
And so that,
stressful.
for what it's
I
worth,
don't want no fucking
that's
attention. I
priceless.
just want to help people. I'm cool. I've touched both sides of the line. Don't like try me. I don't fight. I don't fight. I don't like raising my voice no more, bro. I'm very like I think timid, but try me, bro. Tell me I'm lying. Come say it to my face. I'm ready to go to prison if needed over my son. I don't care what anybody got to say about me, bro. I don't give a fuck. They put falsified documents against me and I can prove it. FBI is about to pull all of that documentation out from our FaceTime call. You too. You got me messed up, bro. No. No. Hey, and so you know to your new man. No disrespect, gangster. Man, that's how I found her, bro. Spinning bread at a shop real quick and she pull up. No, no. She saw opportunity and she fucked it up and she apologized for it. So no disrespect to her. Do not disrespect her. I ain't mad at her. She had diagnosed issues that wasn't addressed. Okay. She was a deadbeat because she put falsified documentation against me for shit that you and your friends been doing before you met a nigga that knows the people that I know.
So,
No,
so is it safe to say if this never happened,
You feel like your son will
you'll
still be with us.
he be right
and
next to
be
you,
with
right
you?
now, bro. On my dead mama, bro.